Again, welcome, good evening. I am Danielle Lynch. I'm the Director of Athletics, and I want to thank you for being here. We are thrilled to be able to gather in person once again with family, friends, and share what is always one of the highlights of the year for the athletic department and the college. We are privileged to honor the best of what Haverford Athletics produces in alignment with the NCAA Division III model for promoting the balance between academics and athletics. This evening, we honor and celebrate student athletes who exemplify academic excellence in partnership with athletics. The William W. Ambler Award, appropriately named after William Ambler, has been presented since 1999. William Ambler, class of 1949, was said to have epitomized the student athlete as a football player. Ambler enrolled at Haverford College in 1945, leaving halfway through his studies to join the civilian public service during World War II, and then returning to the college to graduate with a major in mathematics. In 1956, Ambler returned as Director of Admissions and stayed in that role until 1987. During his tenure, Haverford College became coeducational, its enrollment more than doubled, and the proportion of students of color increased significantly. The Ambler Award honors the senior scholar athlete with the highest cumulative grade point average. To win the Ambler Award, a student must have participated in at least one sport throughout their college career and demonstrated commitment, sportsmanship, and leadership. I offer my congratulations to all of the students here this evening as we honor you for being the top scholar athletes in the senior class, including Sidney Hwang, a member of the women's soccer team, and this year's recipient of the Ambler Award. I'd like to share with you all some statistics about the student athletes being honored this evening. We have 15 different teams represented, 11 different majors, 10 different minors, 9 different U.S. states, and 1 representative from the United Arab Emirates, 4 team captains, 1 All-American, 3 All-Centennial Conference honors, 3 National Field Hockey Coaches Association Scholar of Distinction Awards, 2 Women's Fencing Conference All-Academic Team Awards, 2 College Squash Association Scholar Athlete Awards, 3 Philadelphia Inquirer Academic All-Area Team recipients, 54 Centennial Conference Academic Honor Roll selections, 2 College Sports Information Directors Association COSIDA Academic All-District selections, 13 National Championship appearances, men's cross country 3 times, men's indoor track and field 2 times, men's outdoor track and field 1 time, women's cross country 1 time, women's outdoor track and field 1 time, men's soccer 1 time, women's soccer 1 time, women's squash 3 times. And finally, Centennial Conference Team Championships, men's cross country in 2018 and 2021, and men's soccer in 2018. At this time, we will hear from our student athletes. As we go around the room, please stand up, state your name, your team, your major, your thesis topic, your most memorable athletic moment at Patterford, and your plans for after graduation.
My name is Schwab. I'm a member of the men's soccer team, majoring in physics. Thesis, right? For my thesis, I worked on a project called the Horizon Crossings Navigational Method, which is a novel navigational method for satellites, which leverages data collected by a telescope on board a satellite from X-ray sources in space. My thesis in particular is to develop a software-defined simulator which will allow us to consider new circumstances and scenarios to try to test the capabilities of the navigational method. My favorite memory from my Haverford career had to be winning the Centennial Conference Championship at home here on Walton Field. It's a memory I'll never forget. I'll be attending University of Pennsylvania next year through the 4+1 program here, studying electrical engineering.
Hello, my name is Maria, current women's fencing, double majoring in biology and music. So for my bio thesis, I'm working with monkey flowers, and more specifically how monkey flowers interact with pollinators, and how those pollinators influence those flowers to adapt to certain traits. And for my music thesis, I'm actually doing a composition, it's a 2-movement piece for viola, piano, and vibraphone. My favorite memory with the fencing team is every year we go to winter training camp. So we come back a week early before the spring semester begins, and it's a lot of work, a lot of pain, but it's also really fun to go through that together with the entire team. And as for plans after Patterford College, I'm hoping to get a job as a research technician or as a research assistant. But I'm also going to be pursuing music on the side, building a portfolio for that.
Hey, I'm Nicholas. I'm on men's fencing team. I'm majoring in political science, and my thesis has to do with the class backgrounds of congressional legislators and the impact that that has on their constituents. Mainly having to do with the lack of working class backgrounds in Congress and the effects from that. In terms of plans after college, that still is up in the air to be decided. And my favorite memory, at least athletic memory at Haverford, was probably my freshman year at championships when we played Johns Hopkins, who was our arch rival. They'd been beating us throughout the year, but when we got to championships, we were able to sweep them, at least from the Sabre squad, in bouts that we could still talk about for the freshmen. So that was my favorite.
Looking at how a hormone-stimulated pregnancy in mice is studies and new routes of biologically relevant molecules. My favorite memory at Haverford was definitely being Hopkins on Homewood. That was a lot of fun. And then after Haverford, I am going to be pursuing a PhD in pharmaceutical engineering at BCO. So.
Hello, my name is I'm also on the men's soccer team, majoring in psychology, and my thesis is exploring how children's perceptions of race affect their perceptions of gender. More specifically, bias against Black women known as intersectional invisibility, which is the idea that Black women are sort of either overshadowed or pushed aside because they're not seen as prototypical members of the racial gender category, and we're seeing how those biases are present in the memories of children. My favorite memory, I would say, not to kind of know, but was winning the Nathaniel conference championship on our home field in overtime, and then the experience of the national championships after that. My plans after college, I'm looking for jobs in research for a few years until I go to graduate school for a doctorate.
My thesis deals with characterizing type 2 polypeptidase azokaryote proteins, so more specifically, investigating the link between the protein's ability to bind to its common part enzyme, FAF, and its ability to sequester molecular cargo. My favorite memory is probably when our last game of the 2020 season got canceled, and we just turned the bus around, went back to the house that we had, and moved to the beach, and had our little senior day on the beach. And played a game of pick up lacrosse and just enjoy each other's presence. It was nice. As for after Haverford, I would be pursuing my PhD in biochemistry and molecular biophysics at UPenn.
Hi, I'm Roma Lati. I'm also a member of the women's lacrosse team. I'm a physics major, and similar to Noah, we're actually in the same thesis group. I work on the horizon crossing navigation method, which I'm exploring the scenarios in which we'd be able to use this method in planets outside of Earth. So we take into account the density and other things we know about our atmosphere when using the method right now. But if we're going to use that in other planets, we need to be able to design a mission in which we're able to find those things out about the atmosphere. So basically, I'm working on a mission design which would be able to find those things out so that we can use this method in other planets as we travel into deep space. My favorite memory, my sophomore year, we were coming back from a game which we actually lost. Everyone was a little heads down on the bus. Coach goes, women's basketball team, there's 2 minutes left in the Centennial Conference Finals, like, guys, get up there. And we all like sprinted off that bus in our park bus all the way up to the gym. 30 of us like stormed in there and just watched Juliana Clark sing like 4 threes in a row, and they won. And it was like the most exciting I've ever experienced. And then next year I will be also doing the 4+1 program at UPenn, but I'll be doing my master's in mechanical engineering.
Hi, I'm Missy Miller. I'm an economics major. My thesis topic is about the adaptability of reference points over time in marathon running. My favorite memory with Haverford athletics probably has to be when we won cross-country regionals last year, both as a team and as an individual. And after Haverford, I'm going to be working as a controllers analyst for Goldman Sachs in Salt Lake City.
Hi, my name is Carlson. I'm an English major and Spanish minor. My thesis was on Daisy Miller, the novella by Henry James, and I looked at how it sets up narrative as a mental structure and then also what it says about the structure of narrative itself. My favorite memory from running cross country would have to be the conference championship this fall. between getting second in 2019 and not competing in 2020, we hadn't won in 3 years, which is not what we wanted. And it was this really cold, rainy day, very tough race. And like right after I finished, we figured out that we had won as a team. So everyone was all muddy and cold and tired, but jumping up and down and super excited. So that was really fun. And next year, I'll be working as a behavioral tech doing applied behavioral analysis with kids with autism in Madison, Wisconsin. And I'm planning to start the application process for medical school in about a year.
Hi everyone, my name is Luke Smith. I'm on the baseball team. I'm an economics major and psychology minor. My thesis deals with market experience, tenure within a firm, and job security and their effects on the willingness to deviate from conventional wisdom and undertake risk. And I analyze a sample of NFL head coaches and their fourth down decision making. My favorite Haverford athletics memory has probably been our 3 spring break trips to Fort Myers, Florida. And specifically my sophomore year when we beat Worcester, who was at the time the top 20 team in the country. And next year I'll be going to William & Mary to pursue a master's in business analytics and continue playing baseball.
Hi, my name is Phoebe. I'm on the softball team. I'm a sociology major and a neuroscience minor. For my thesis, I interviewed a variety of primary care providers from different places on the East Coast about how they define health and provide care to their patients and prioritize care, and use a specific sociological framework for defining health to see how their geographic location and patient population impacted their health definitions and care prioritizations. My favorite Haverford memory is probably my favorite Haverford athletics memory is my freshman year. We were competing in the Centennial Conference tournament, and we were playing SWAT in a must-win game, and we were down by, I'm pretty sure, 6 runs in the 5th inning, and then scored 8 runs in 1 inning, and ended up beating them, and it was just the most exciting game of softball I've ever played in my entire life. So that's up there. And after graduation, I'm going to be taking a gap year and working in Boston, and then starting medical school at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai Hospital in New York the year after that. Yeah.
Thank you very much. 2 other Ambler scholar athletes are not able to be here with us this evening. Their names are Nathaniel Lynch and Blake Brinster. Nathaniel Lynch is a member of the men's lacrosse team. He is a physics major, and his thesis project is to research and develop a novel method of spacecraft navigation that uses horizon crossings of X-ray stars, a method that he invented with his advisor and other collaborators. Nathaniel's most memorable moment at Haverford is the lacrosse team's win against 10th-ranked Dickinson his first year, as well as his experience conducting research with Professor Andrea Lohman. Next year, Nathaniel will be finishing a master's in mechanical engineering at Penn, which he started through Haverford's 4+1 program. Next, we have Blake Brinster, who is also a member of the men's lacrosse team. He is majoring in economics, and his thesis examines the effectiveness of hedge and mutual fund strategies. Blake's most memorable moment also is beating Dickinson on the road in 2019. He says that it was great to win against a ranked team in a game where Haverford was definitely the underdog. After graduation, Blake is moving to Los Angeles, California to work in the financial services industry. At this time, I'd like to draw your attention to the screen to hear Sydney's thesis advisor, Professor of Chemistry, Casey Lonergan.
Hi everyone, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Casey Lonergan. I'm a chemistry professor, and I'm very proud to be Sidney's research and senior thesis advisor. And I was also happy to have Sidney in my biochemistry superlab class last year. And I'm very, very sorry to not be present physically with all of you for this award ceremony, which for me personally is one of my favorite occasions at Haverford, and where Sidney is my first Ambler Award winner in my 15 years here. It is my great privilege to speak to all of you on behalf of Sidney Hwang, this year's winner of the Ambler Award. I want to recognize all of the other students who are being honored tonight, and really all of Haverford's student athletes in the class of 2022. Your collective dedication and resilience in the face of exceptional circumstances, especially during the past 2 years, provides me great hope for the future of our community and our shared society, and also a source of energy and inspiration that we can all continue to live by after you have graduated this spring. Congratulations on all of your academic and athletic accomplishments, and also on the extraordinary support and community that you have all provided to your teammates and to each other. Now, about Sidney. Sidney's research career got a slightly later start than she might have liked due to the pandemic and the shutdown of nearly everything in spring and summer 2020. When Sidney's summer's experience at Drexel, which was arranged by my close colleague Richard Charcudian, who was here in the audience, was pushed to a virtual-only format. In fall 2020, Sidney and I figured out that she would join my lab in summer 2021 if all went well. And then Sidney was a central player in, and really a quiet leader by example in the spring 2021 biochemistry super lab that I taught. And for that for me, that course was distinguished by a number of unforeseen obstacles. May sound familiar to you over the last couple of years, but really mainly for me by the enthusiasm and hard work of Sidney and all of her classmates. When we opened the lab back up in earnest in summer 2021, and Sidney officially joined the research lab, I was able to see firsthand what Sidney and my group had been missing. Sidney immediately took over the reins of a difficult, ambitious, and multifaceted project that shared between Lou's lab and mine. And over the past year, Sidney has risen to the challenge at multiple points and has been able to move this difficult project forward to a point where it will pay off handsomely for the next group of students who inherit her careful work. Along the way in her project, she has become an expert in a broad variety of biochemical and biophysical techniques through her own personal combination of thoughtfulness, resilience in the face of challenges, an ability to seek out guidance from multiple sources, and her own quiet organizedness. Sidney is an inspiration and example to the rest of my lab group. She is always thinking on her feet and moving her project ahead. She is also clearly a really good friend, and I have seen this in many places, including on the soccer team, but most closely I have seen this through her support and camaraderie with her senior lab buddy, Maria Krieg. Sidney came down with COVID earlier this spring, and while Sid was locked in the campus center, the lab quieted down an awful lot because everybody was just bummed out, especially Maria, who was sort of like this. I knew the minute that Sidney was released from quarantine because the lab and frankly the whole second floor of the east wing of the Science Center immediately brightened up, and Maria's happiness immediately returned. She looked like this. I can also attest that Sid is a truly excellent travel companion. Based on our recent trip to San Diego for the American Chemical Society meeting. Sidney is just great people, and she also very capably presented a poster to a group of experts in what can be a really tough field, physical chemistry, at that conference. I only wish that Sidney and I had a little bit more lab time together, but I also will send her off soon with great confidence to her post-bac research position at UCSF Stanford, and soon after that to medical school. And I look forward to hearing all about her successes in both of those places. Sidney is one of those people who will figure out how to do what she wants, no matter how wild or ambitious her goals might be. And I am very excited to see exactly where this leads her after Haverford. Sidney's research experience at Haverford, where she was unexpectedly sidelined through factors outside her control, is paralleled by her athletic experience at Haverford, where a promising soccer career at Haverford was unfortunately limited by 2 major knee injuries. The way Sidney approached this adversity with a few self-effacing shrugs, a lot of rehab and hard work that a lot of people didn't necessarily see, a great deal of thoughtful patience, and a really genuine smile that sometimes she might try to hide, but she really can't because it's so great. All of these things have been a source of energy and inspiration to me personally while working her through the second stage of this physical adversity. Sidney's experience and her approach to adversity provides its own physical reflection of what all of you and all of us have been through for the past 2 years. And I can't overstate how impressed I have been with Sidney's ability to persevere, but not just persevere, but also to thrive and succeed in the face of that adversity. Sidney has shared with me, and I will presume that it's okay to mention this here, that she was nearly the last member of the class of 2022 admitted to Haverford. She got in off the wait list. In this, she shares great company with what I know is actually quite a long list of other prior Ambler Award and other major college award winners. I think I can speak for everyone on 2 points here. Okay, the first one is that if everyone who comes in off the wait list is going to be this awesome, can you just please admit everybody off the wait list? And second, I think we are all much happier that Sidney is at Haverford with us here right now, rather than finishing her bachelor's degree somewhere else like New Orleans this spring. We're just really happy to have her here for the time that we've had her. Sidney is a treasured part of our chemistry community in my lab group, and I was just thrilled when I heard that she would be this year's Ambler Award recipient. She is really deserving basically of any honor that we could throw at her. But this one is truly extra special and fits her in ways that we all can recognize and celebrate. All of my congratulations to Sidney. Please join me in congratulating her.
At this time, I'd like to invite Sidney's head coach, Jamie Schneck, Jamie Schneck of women's soccer, to join me at the podium.
Good evening, everyone. First off, I'd like to offer congratulations to all the Ambler Scholar athletes. This has always been one of my favorite events of the school year, and I'm so happy to be here and have this event be back in person. It's a huge honor to recognize Sidney as this year's Ambler Award winner. For those that don't know, Sid almost didn't end up at Haverford. We just heard that. She was enrolled in another institution and then made the decision to attend Haverford when offered a spot as a member of the class of 2022 in July. How lucky were we? During Sidney's first preseason at Haverford, I will never forget when she addressed the team to start off practice. My first impression of Sid was that she was quiet and shy, but when she spoke, everyone listened. Everybody. What stood out to me about her speech to the team is that she said something along the lines of, "This is where I was meant to be." I couldn't agree more. Sidney, a skilled forward with lots of technical ability, was a constant on our team. She always gave her best, was a supportive teammate, and always put the team's needs in front of her own. As we all know, there are always highs and lows when it comes to being a student athlete. Sidney unfortunately had to navigate some challenging injuries throughout her athletic career at Haverford. Similar to her approach on the field and in the classroom, she always kept a level head and maintained her incredible internal drive. Her commitment to her recovery and doing things behind the scenes cannot be commended enough. I've always been impressed with Sidney's approach to athletics, academics, and just life in general. Honest, consistent, and focused. Whether it was consistently showing up to do her rehab in the training room, getting touches in, being in lab, studying for the MCATs, Sidney is an absolute go-getter. Sid is someone who can lighten up a room and make people laugh without even trying. I'm kind of envious of that quality. And she is extremely bright in a very approachable way. She has worked so hard for this, and I'm so proud that her time and effort is being rewarded. I have no doubt Sid will be an incredible doctor one day, and it's been an honor to be Sid's coach. Congratulations, Sidney, on being this year's Ambler's Award winner.
Please help me welcome our 2022 Ambler Award winner, Sidney Hwang, to the podium.
it's a great honor to receive this award and share it with all you hardworking student athletes. We all truly deserve it. If you had told me, it's a little repetitive, many people have mentioned this, if you all told me 4 years ago that I would be standing here today, I probably would have laughed you off. In fact, 4 years ago, I didn't even think I would be at Haverford. I was totally committed to another school and only had the opportunity to attend Haverford after getting in not the wait list, but the extended wait list. Given basically 24 hours to decide whether to accept admissions, I went with a gut feeling that Haverford would be a place that pushes me to be the best version of myself, not just academically, but also as a person. Next thing I know, I'm moving in for preseason to try out as a walk-on for the soccer team. And in the absolute insanity that was preseason, I instantly fell in love with the team. A week in, I remember thinking, wow, I'm so lucky to be here. What would I have done if I hadn't managed to get in? But rather than luck, maybe it was fate. In fact, maybe we were all always meant to be here. We all came to this school with our unique roles to play on our teams and as students at Haverford. Our teams and this school would not be the same without us. We continued to carry out our roles as we navigated through a whole pandemic, injuries, and other complications along the way, and we ended up here in this room, not because of our luck, but because of our tenacity, persistence, and commitment are just a part of who we are. Although not exactly fate or destiny, I think it is certainly true that our determination and resilience are a defining characteristic of what makes us us, and contributes to our greatness as athletes and students. And so I congratulate you all for persisting through all the challenges of these past 4 years. It is really a great accomplishment. I also want to take this time to thank everyone who helped me get here, because although it might not be luck, I know I wouldn't have done it without the help of those around me. When I said I chose to come to Haverford because I thought it was where I could develop into the best version of myself, I wasn't lying. This was in fact the last sentence I wrote in my waitlist letter I sent to Haverford. I really do believe that this held true, and it is because of the faculty and students at this very special institution. I'd like to thank my fellow teammates who made the worst of the work and grind enjoyable. I'd also like to thank my coach for her support on and off the field, my advisor Casey for being an incredible mentor for my thesis in academics and introducing me to the exciting world of scientific research, and my parents for not only being role models for the success and life goals I hope to achieve, but also making sure I hold myself accountable to these standards. Lastly, I would like to thank all the student athletes here. My experience here would not have been the same without you all. I think it's appropriate that this award is named in honor of the late Bill Ambler, who was the director of admissions here at Haverford and was well aware of what individuals belonged at this institution. I hope you all share the same belief that Haverford is where you are meant to be, that Haverford, its students, faculty, and staff pushed you through all the challenges you faced to bring you here, and that you all have become better versions of yourself because of this. I really believe that we are all better prepared to tackle whatever is next for us. Instead of wishing you the best of luck, I will conclude with encouraging your continued resilience and persistence as we finish off the rest of the semester and as you venture into your post-grad life. Once again, congratulations on all you have achieved here at Haverford. It's truly a great accomplishment.
Thank you, President Raymond, friends, family, faculty, Dean's Office, and Institutional Advancement. A special thank you to Perfect Setting Catering, Jason Rash, Curran McCauley, Keith Ogden, and our Conferences and Events Office. This event has been recorded and will be available on the Haverford Athletics YouTube page. Thank you all for coming out and sharing and celebrating our students. Please travel safely.